The topic discussion is asynchronous file transmission and animation under module number 5. When we're talking about this asynchronous file transmission, we have I/O frame technique. Before going to that, we need to understand how to upload the files. To upload the file from your local machine to the server, I mean website, is called a file upload. If you want to, if you want to select the data from the browser pick that data and server. The server do his job by saving through the specified path. So in this I/O frame technique, we need to know the form, how the form is getting submitted. First, we need to understand how the input field can get created to submit all those forms, and all these uploading, how it will happen. First of all, by using this HTML5, the form will get created. The content type is like multipart or some form data. Then afterwards, the input field is getting created to get the file as input type. And then afterwards, a multipart attribute get created to take more than one file. And by using the accept attribute, you can include more than one file. And afterwards, what will happen? There should be then you can filter your data, whichever you need you can filter. And afterwards, what will happen? The submit button. By using this, when you want to submit those data, then ajax request is getting created and it moved to the specified url path. So when we're talking about this old iframe technique, the original workaround to allow the asynchronous posting of files was to hide an iframe element to receive the posted files. Here, JavaScript creates a hidden iframe on the page. Then afterwards, the form is submitted into the hidden iframe, and JavaScript set up on the iframe load event and attaches a handler. When the upload is complete, the handler is executed. On upload, the listener is going to append those files to the particular attribute. Then afterwards, this JavaScript is get interacted with the information or document object model is as a pulls out those information. So this is the old iframe technique. So using the form data interface and file API, a new form data can get created, which is a part of HTML5. So this HTML5 is designed to develop, even you can design some web application, running complicated applications. So you no longer have to trick the browser into posting your file data asynchronously. So here submit is clicked and JavaScript interrupt the synchronous submission and uses HTML5 form data to convert the referenced file into string, and the asynchronous transmits the data to the server and can have a listener execute on completion. So the hide and show method is called with no arguments to perform a default animation. And here in another version has two parameters. The first thing is duration of the animation and callback method to execute on completion. So this is the two parameters which is in milliseconds we can perform. And fading fade out, we can use these concepts in multimedia too. Like within a fraction of a second you can get a view all those things, and these methods control the opacity of an element, like it may be transmitted, and the parameters passed are the duration and callback, just like hide and show. Unlike hide and show, there is no scaling of the element, just it strictly control over the transparency. So as you know that these come in pairs, which make them simple for toggling between a shown and hidden state. Using this toggle method, it means you don't have to check the current state and then conditionally call one of the two methods. The first thing is between visible and hidden state, you can use this toggle methods, and fading fade out, you can use a fade toggle method, and you can toggle between two sliding states, can slide toggle method. So these are the parameters you can have to, you can go for current state, and then conditionally you can call any of these two methods. And raw animation, so you can use this animation even though in JavaScript, better comparing to some other attributes. The animate method are several versions, but the one we can see like properties and options. The property parameter contain the plain object with all cascading styles of the final state of the animation, and the option parameter contain another plain object with any of the following options set. This is the thing. We options that we, in the sense we have always and done, duration, fail, and progress. These are the mandatory fields which we used in this animation, raw animation. And always is the function to be called when the animation completes or stops with a fail condition. So this function always be called, and done is a function to be called when the animation completes. And when we're talking about this duration and fill, these two are some little bit similar, because these two parameters will work under at the same time, and same to the server too. And duration is a number controlling the duration of the animation, and fail is the function called if the animation does not complete, and progress is to be called after each step of the animation. So those are the mandatory options we need to use in animation. And this option parameter in this queue, step, and easing and special easing, these are the parameters which is optional. If you want, you can use. Queue is a boolean value telling the animation whether to wait in the queue or for animation. If it does not happen, the animation begins immediately. So step is a function you can define that you will be called periodically while the animation is still going on. And advanced options like easing and special easing allow for advanced control over the speed of animation. So in this advanced animation, what we have to see is you can simulate the natural type of movement, and those movements have some mathematical equation to describe how fast or slow the transitions occur at various points during the animation. So the linear, swing, and easing function, which is included in jQuery, this is the basic foundation to learn how to describe how much fast or slow the transition occurs. And this red color, it shows the linear, and blue color, it shows. So, and these are the advanced animation concept. And how to rotate. So we can rotate this by based on the timings, and through clockwise and anti-clockwise we can rotate based on this draw animation. And it turns out both the get and post methods by using the jQuery or Ajax method. We already saw that. And when once everything got happen, once you want to submit the information, then that time what will happen, Ajax request is created, and afterwards it can be moved to some specified URL path. And the Ajax two versions. The first it takes two parameters. One is URL and plain object. It has 30 fields. And second version with only one parameter is has. It is more commonly used, and where the URL is one of the key value pairs in the plain text. And when we're talking about this course, cross-origin resource sharing, since modern browser prevent cross-origin requests by default, which is security, because no need to share some kind of sensitive information with any other sites. Sharing content legitimately between two domains becomes too hot. And then this calls use new headers in HTML5 as standard implemented in most new browser, because HTML5 is a new version of HTML, and previously we have seen some HTML 4.0 when it came into 1999. Though there has some kind of low features, and HTML5 doesn't have official browser, though we are using in all complicated applications too. If a site wants to allow any domain to access its content through JavaScript, it would add the following header to all of its responses, like access control allow origin.